Hello, I am Kate Fox, the Director of Destination Salem. I am here again this year with Karen Scalia from Salem Food Tours, and we want to welcome you to the annual Salem Haunted Happenings Grand Parade.
Hi everybody, can you believe it? This is, what year is this? 37?
37th Haunted Happenings.
37.
And the 24th annual Haunted Happenings Grand Parade.
This is amazing. Everybody is so excited for the parade tonight. Mother Nature is being really kind this evening. And yeah, it's a little chilly out there. And yeah, it's a little New England weather out there. But if you're watching us live, get out the door if you're in Salem. Come down, wave to the honor guards going by, cheer on the kids and the people in costume. I'd love to see you down on the streets tonight.
It all steps off from Shetland Park at 6:30, and we are going to be here to take you through all of the floats and the school groups and the bands and everybody who's marching. We have 103 groups in 9 divisions. Don't be scared, they move quickly. And more than 10,000 spectators are expected to line the streets of Salem tonight. So welcome and happy Haunted Happenings.
Happy Haunted Happenings, everybody.
We have Mark Scalia out on the street. Are we going out to Mark so he can talk to some of the people we have waiting for the parade?
So I think we're waiting, and we'll be going live to Mark in a couple minutes.
Yeah, we're going to have you clear, friend. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, while we're waiting, we will let you know that this parade is organized by the Salem Chamber of Commerce. Both Kate and I are on the board of the chamber, but we want to thank very much the executive director, Renus Osthoek, his assistant director, Jeff Schwartz, and their new administrative professional, Wendy Douglas, for overseeing this kickoff event for Salem Haunted Happenings.
This is no easy feat. They are all down at Shetland Properties on Congress Street, lining up all of the school groups, the bands, the businesses, the Jeeps, everybody who's going to be marching and parading, and we appreciate their taking the reins on this every year. After the Grand Parade, the Salem Chamber of Commerce turns their attention to the Biz Baz, which is the street fair this weekend, the 5th and 6th of October. So come down and find some special Salem souvenirs and treats and trinkets, and it's great people watching all month long.
It's amazing people watching. As a matter of fact, this program is probably going to be recorded, so there's a chance you might be watching this if you're visiting Salem in, say, 2 weeks, halfway through the month of October, and you're wondering, what do I go do? What do I see? How do I get around? How do I navigate? And that is what this lovely lady is all about. You want to go to salem.org, and it's going to give you a list of all the calendar things that are happening in the city. There's also online links with maps, parking suggestions, although we know you're not driving into Salem. You're taking public transportation, right?
We do encourage public transportation. If you do need to drive, check out hauntedhappenings.org in October for all the parking and the traffic advisories. We do post everything there.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, this year for the parade, new this year, the Chamber of Commerce has designated Central Street between New Derby and Front Street as a sensory-friendly area for those who are sensitive to bright flashing lights and or loud music. So the parade marchers and floats have been asked to refrain from music, sirens, horns, and flashing lights while they are walking up Central Street. So if that is something that is of interest to you and your family, we encourage you to not be discouraged by the sounds and the noise generated by the average parade, because they are taking everybody's needs into consideration this year. I think that's really great.
It is. It's going to be a great parade tonight. And we do, as you said earlier, the man on the streets, Mark Scalia. He's also the host of the Salem Spirits Trolley here in Salem and runs the Salem Comedy and Spirits Festival in January. He's a busy stand-up comic, and he's locally based. And I know we'll be going out to him in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting word. I know they're working through some technical stuff, but we want to throw it out to them on this, to Mark out on the streets, who's going to be interviewing some of the kids and some of the families that are waiting. So give us a word. Are we ready to go out on the street yet? Nope, not yet. Okay, we're waiting, and that's
so we should talk about what we're wearing.
What a fabulous idea, because we always look this amazing for the Haunted Happenings Parade. Okay, last year, we had to beat last year, if that was even possible, because we had great outfits and costumes on, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Hocus Pocus. Right. So this year, we thought we would focus on what's really local. And if you can believe it, every lovely garment that we're wearing, everything on our head to toe, is all from Salem, which I'm really excited about.
So Modern Millie, we want to thank our friends over at Modern Millie for the dress, the sweater. I mean, they just, I'm wearing, I've got petticoat on under here, which is so not me. But it's Halloween, so we're having fun. And Modern Millie on Central Street just does an amazing job of making you comfortable and getting dressed and finding great things. It's a lot of vintage and vintage-inspired clothes.
Exactly.
But also things that, all sorts of apparel, whether you're into vintage or contemporary. For Halloween, they have great Hocus Pocus jewelry. If you are a
those
fan
pieces
of the
are
film,
awesome.
they're
I saw those. They're really cool.
And then you have something on your head.
I do have something on my head. This marvelous creation is done by a woman, a local artist named Linda Mullins, and she's at Grace and Diggs on Artist Row. And she uses upcycled materials to create incredible hats, fascinators, and tonight, of course, she added a couple of spiders into our fascinators because it is the season. But she uses wonderful upcycled materials to create her really astonishingly beautiful, fun pieces. And a lot of these hats and fascinators you'll actually see annually at the fashion show that happens here in Salem in April. And believe it or not, I don't have the date on hand, but you'll be checking your calendars because halfway through April of 2020 is our next fashion show where you'll see her wonderful creations.
And that is a fundraiser for the Salem Arts Festival,
It's an annual fundraiser that supports the Salem Arts Festival in early June. The fashion show is awesome. It takes place at the Hawthorne Hotel. You don't want to miss it. But as for Artist Row, which is open until November, that is a place you must stop at, and that is open the entire month of October, and you get to see art come to life. There's a potter on the road, does a great job. Sibel does beautiful, beautiful work. And then we also have, Linda has other artists within her shops at Grace and Diggs. I think right now she's showing like 7 different local artists, and there's something for everybody, again, using all reclaimed and recycled materials. Because this leads into the theme of this year's parade. The theme of this year's parade is, what is our future? And so the way the artist is interpreting that is by using recycled materials. We're giving things a second life, and we're being kind to the environment, which is really awesome.
So It's Our Future theme. We're excited to see how the different groups marching are going to interpret it. People are taking the environmental approach and looking at being inspired by Greta Thunberg,
Yes.
the environmentalist who was just in the States recently, and so climate change is on top of mind for a lot of people. But then I think we will also see some sci-fi and superhero and other interpretations of the It's Our Future theme. It's very vague this year. Last year was very, very specific with Hocus Pocus. And so we had 1 million Sanderson sisters. And this year I think we're going to have a lot of great variety and creativity. So I'm excited to see what we have in store.
Yep, and I am too. I'm kind of excited that it's, like you said, it's kind of an open theme this year. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah. So tonight is the official kickoff to Haunted Happenings and the month of October in Salem. Tomorrow, Friday, October 4th, is Mayor's Night Out and Trick or Treat with the Mayor. So everybody is invited. Visitors are welcome, but these events are really geared towards residents and serve as a bit of a thank you to everybody for your patience with the crowds and the lengthy season of October. We know that it is a lot for residents, especially if you live right in the heart of downtown, and the downtown business community certainly appreciates all of the contributions from residents. And so come out on Friday, October 4th, and many of the attractions and museums are free for residents, and Trick or Treat with the Mayor is a great opportunity for the kids to get those costumes another run after tonight.
You know, I've heard, by the way, because residents can really enjoy this, you definitely want to have your Salem ID out this month. I think it's Flying Saucer Pizza Company that's offering like 10% off to residents the entire month of October.
And I think Ledger is doing a resident discount during the week. So midweek is a great time. Still come downtown midweek. There's parking. There isn't a long wait for the restaurants. So residents don't stay away during the week. The businesses really need your support.
Yeah, and absolutely. And enjoy the season as well. Mark and I both live in Salem, and we love walking downtown and having dinner on a Tuesday night in October, as opposed to maybe a Saturday night, just because we want to let the visitors have their fun. But it's ours on a Tuesday night, especially with discounts, which is kind of nice.
Discounts are great. And there's plenty of parking midweek.
Yes,
so
plenty.
Come down and enjoy Salem. It really, the weekends are when the throngs are here.
Yeah, exactly. I heard a statistic about the amount of money or dollars that are coming in tourism-wise. Do I have this right? I heard something about
What did you hear?
Over 100 mil. What did I hear number-wise? Is that right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
$110 million.
It's
That's for
100
the year, not just October.
But still.
But the visitor spending,
That's
tourism
incredible.
to Salem generates $110 million. And that's everything. That is direct spending, it's indirect spending, tax dollars, it's gas that people put in their cars, it's their hotel stays, their tours and their attraction tickets, it's everything. And that's a number that we get from the State Tourism Office. So.
We think about that, it's kind of like the film tax credit where how many businesses are impacted by tourism that you don't think about. Sure, it might be that local downtown restaurant or that attraction that's really geared for Halloween, but it's kind of nice to think about the gas station that's just outside of town or the car wash or things like that, or the small shops that are around the city. There's a lot of Airbnbs in the city. There's a lot of people that have visitors that come into the city, and they're visiting all those local locations that are outside the downtown area as well, that are also benefiting by the tourist visits.
Right, and October is so important. The entire summer and October are so important for many of the businesses to be able to sustain through the winter months when it's very quiet.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
It's not evenly dispersed. We'd love it if it was, but the visitor spending is incredibly important, and it is the indirect and the direct. It is amazing how much people spend on pet stores when they're traveling, because so many people are traveling with their pets.
That's true. Well, you have to bring something home to the cat or the dog. I mean, they are part of the family.
Absolutely.
And speaking of, we are a very pet-friendly city, and you may or may not know that, and we love that. And it always really makes my heart to see people, out walking their dog, and how a lot of the places are very dog-friendly. There's a lot of al fresco dining in the city, which means if you have your dog with you, which is great. But there's also the Halloween parade coming up, which is a great celebration. I don't have the date at my
October
fingertips.
12th.
October 12th.
So
great.
October 12th is the Halloween. It's down at Derby Wharf, Salem Maritime National Historic Site, and it's organized by Salem Main Streets, our wonderful Main Streets organization. So whether you want
Kylie.
to bring your costumed pet down or just come and watch, it's a really fun.
Yes,
really
if
fun
you
event.
have never seen the Halloween parade before, it is a must. Absolutely. Some of the creations that people put on their dogs or their cats are incredible. Oh, good. We're getting signal now. So, Kate, I'm very excited about it.
It's our future.
It's our future. The Terminator is outside interviewing local kids. Let's send it out to our man on the street, Mark Scalia, who's going to be interviewing some of the kids outside and having some fun. And he's been so patient while they work through the technical difficulties. But I think we got it now. So we're going to send it out to Mark.
Mark, are you there?
Hello. Welcome to the 2035 Haunted Happenings Parade. My name is Human Cyborg Mark Scalia. I'm the man on the street interviewing all these people, looking for people to terminate. How you doing, everybody? Once again, I'm Mark Scalia, back at the 2019 Haunted Happening Parades. Quick man in the street. I want to talk to a few people because, the weather's a little cold, but it hasn't stopped people from coming. I want to talk to a bunch of people over here. How you doing, guys?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I want you to look at the camera. I want you to tell everybody your name real quick.
My name is Juliana. My name's Audrey. My name's Vincenzo. My name's Isabella.
All right. Come here, Ninja Turtle. So, who are you dressed as today? Evie, very nice. Okay, you're a Canadian witch, very nice. You didn't think they existed? You're not, yeah, you are. You're dressed as a hooligan. Hooligan, and let me guess. Harley Quinn, I know, from Batman, very good. So you guys, you're looking forward to the parade? What's your favorite part about the parade? Everybody loves the candy. All right, be careful, they're going overhand this year. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. All right, now I know I got a very short amount of time, but I want to hit a few people here. We have some new faces this year. I tell you what, come here, darling. All right, tell me what, I'll tell you what, look right in the camera. Tell everybody your name.
Thea.
Thea? And what are you dressed as tonight? A vampire? You're not going to bite anybody, are you? Did you eat all right? Let me see your fangs. Let's see. Oh, that's like a nice costume. All right, real quick, I got only a minute left. I see you every year. You're getting taller than I am. What's your name?
CJ.
CJ. And CJ's here dressed as an alien abducted him. Katie, I got to get you real quick. This is Katie from Creative Collective. Tell everybody What are you doing down here? You tagging out?
Yeah, I'm actually taking over the Haunted Happenings Instagram story today, doing some social media coverage of all the fun stuff happening. But Creative Collector's got the vendor markets and some kids movies, lots of new programming this year. So make sure you check everything out because it's going to be a month full of fun.
It's going to be a month full of fun. Thank you for talking. All right, guys, I got to go. They've started. Have a great time. See you next year, guys.
And are we back? Hi. So here comes the parade, and the first division of the parade is the Salem Police and Police Honor Guard. Salem Police Department is dedicated to using the philosophy and practices of community-oriented policing to increase the quality of life for Salem's citizens by working in cooperation with Salem's residents, businesses, educators, and government officials. And they do a tremendous job year-round, especially in October. We so appreciate the collaboration of Salem Police to make sure that Salem, our residents and our visitors, are safe during October. So coming up next, after the Police Honor Guard, is the Salem Chamber of Commerce banner kicking off the official parade for 2019. And Salem Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit membership organization that's serving the Salem, Massachusetts area, and it's the largest business organization in Salem. They seek to promote economic development and overall business growth in Salem and the neighboring communities while strengthening their existing businesses through many programs and services that they offer. And here come the politicians and Grand Marshal Kim Driscoll.
Our Mayor Kim Driscoll has actually been in office for 14 years, which has been amazing. It's been such a journey with her, and we're so glad to have the mayor here tonight. There she is.
She is wearing a Grace and Diggs.
She is also wearing a Grace and Diggs creation. I love the mayor because she's so supportive of so many local businesses and local artists. We really appreciate that.
That's great. Now, in the Mini Coopers, we have a couple of beauty pageant winners. Miss America's Massachusetts and Miss USA of America. Darlene Loof is Ms. National Queen Ambassador and the Queen of Positivity. Darlene is a breast cancer survivor, and she is helping to spread the message of hope and helping on her local TV show Stand Strong and through a children's book called Magical Stickers. And then Katie McMahon is Miss USA 2020. She's from Swampscott, Massachusetts, a personal trainer and fitness coach. Katie is registered fighter and certified boxing coach. Katie loves to teach women how to fight like a girl. Oh yeah.
And by the way, thank you to the, I hope I say this right, Leon Wow Auto Group? Leon Wow Auto Group.
Sounds good.
Minnie of Peabody providing minis for the parade. An awesome little car, and you can always find a spot with Minnie, which I really like because
nice.
They're Minnie.
Yeah. Now the Grand Marshal are the Boston Renegades U.S. champions. Did they go by? The Boston Renegades are 5-time national champion women's tackle football team, and from a city that's no stranger to champions. So we welcome the Renegades up to Salem.
And I think we have the Witch Museum banner. And coming up after that, so we've got the Salem
High School Marching Band.
There we go,
coming.
and the JROTC as well.
Yep. The Salem High School Marching Band is excited to be participating in the Haunted Happenings Grand Parade again. And we're going to let them play while they come by so we can listen to the great music. They're so good.
Yeah,
Such
they
a
are. And I
talented
love that they were doing
marching band.
Ghostbusters. That's awesome. We've got the Salem Education Foundation coming by. It supports. It's a community of teachers and students excited to get to work. They build a network of parents and community members supporting teachers, students, and together they collaborate to sustain great schools. It's a wonderful, wonderful organization. And I think that's followed by the Salt and Salt School, yep, which is a K-8 public school with multi-age classes where students are with the same teacher for 2 years. Thank you to all of our local school teachers and everyone who works within the school system for supporting our local students and all that you do.
And there's John Andrews from the Creative Collective.
Yay!
Hello, John. And I think are we going to get a song? Oh, nope, they're going to keep going. The Salt and Stall Pep Band. Behind. Salem Fire Department is following behind Salt and Stall, and the Salem Fire Department provides a range of programs designed to protect the lives and property of the citizens of the City of Salem from adverse effects of fire, sudden medical emergencies, and exposure to dangerous conditions created by either man or nature, and they do a great job. We thank them for all their service. And I think is this the Beverly High School Marching Band?
Yep, we might see Lotus Gifts banner coming in before them.
We thank all of the sponsors of tonight's parade, the business sponsors. Without them, this would not be the success that it is. Sponsors and volunteers alike. Here come the Beverly Panthers. Beverly High School Marching Band has nearly 100 members, and they're performing old favorites as well as selections from their new Come As You Are 1990s halftime show.
There we go.
So I don't know if it's their future, but
It's their
1990s
future.
was my future when I was in high
That's
school.
right. Well, Mark was out on the street with some of the kids. Did you see anybody kind of dressed for the future out there, Mark? Oh yeah, okay, there was an alien. This is always important.
Nice job, Beverly.
And here comes the 1971 Halloween hearse. Right behind them. With bubbles. One must have bubbles to be a perfect parade. One would say they may be orbs. You never know. We are in Salem.
And we're looking for the future. I love a little street beat.
Love it. And next we have Pathways for Children North Shore. It's a preschool program for children ages 2 to 9 years, 9 months to 5 years old. We'll march with their parents and some staff members, and their bus is going to be decorated with children's artwork based on the parade theme.
I like the glasses.
That's awesome.
Very nice. While we wait for Pathways to go by, I want to share that Salem Witch Museum is participating in the Great Salem Pumpkin Walk. They are one of 30 businesses, and the Great Salem Pumpkin Walk is going to be on October 17th. It is a Thursday, and it coincides with the final farmers market of this season. Businesses will be offering pumpkin displays and pumpkin-infused promotions and beverages and food, menu items. The Salem Witch Museum will have a live on-site carving of one of their pumpkins by Sean Fitzgerald, also known as Fitzy Snowman. And since it's the 80th anniversary of the Wizard of Oz this year, the pumpkin patch will be taking on a Wizard of Oz theme at the Salem Witch Museum. So people should plan to come into Salem on Thursday, October 17th to enjoy the Great Salem Pumpkin Walk.
That's going to be fun. And by the way, speaking of being in Salem itself, as a resident, I did want to give a shout out that residents wanting to come downtown for the final 2 weeks of October might want to take the free shuttles being run by the city. They're called Spooky Shuttles, and they'll loop between Salem State University, Salem High School, the North Shore Medical Center lot on Jefferson Ave, and Riley Plaza. And by the way, the city of Salem has expanded the resident-only parking areas for the month of October, and find out about that on salem.com. Very excited about that.
Yeah. The resident-only parking, I hope it helps for the
Yes,
residents and
absolutely.
encourages visitors. We try to encourage visitors to please park in the appropriate parking spaces, not in resident areas.
Yeah, no, none of that.
So the orange signs are up. I've seen them all over town. So, so here comes the Pathways for Children North Shore bus.
There we go.
And then I think Coons Cards and Gifts is going to be behind them
With Wonder Witch. Yay!
And if you haven't been to Coons Cards and Gifts on Essex Street recently, do stop by and check out Wonder Witch. And the store has been completely redone from
It's
ceiling,
amazing.
top to bottom. And they have Penelope's Pet Boutique in there as well. Cards, gifts, souvenirs, and all sorts of things. You'd be surprised at everything that's in the Coons Cards and Gifts.
Absolutely.
And then belly dancers, right?
Yep. Well, looks like.
We have and Jason. You never know who's going to be in the Haunted Happenings Parade in Salem. You just never know.
I think we're waiting for the Bates Elementary School coming up soon. The pickup truck float and students and families marching behind with handheld decorations.
It's our future. Blasting
into the future. Now that is awesome. What a
On the
great, I
planet.
love the way they decorated that.
Nicely done, Bates. This is great, and we shout out to all of the art teachers in all of the schools in Salem that work with the students to put together a congealed look for each school, because
It's city pride. We love this.
Adopt the theme, and this is great, and everybody always comes out. It's really wonderful. Behind Bates, we have the Salem Academy Charter School, and Salem Academy Charter School is based in the Shetland Park. Sorry, they're down at Shetland Park, and it's a growing charter school. It does a great job.
It's actually a really beautiful facility. We got a chance to see that with the Chamber a few weeks ago, and I was really impressed with their mission, and also I'm sure there's a better term for it, but the number of students that go on to post-secondary education. It's really amazing what they do with the kids.
They do a great job. They do. And there are their pickle drummers.
And I think we have some of my favorite people in Salem, leading off the Salem Maritime here, National Historic Site and National Park Service. We have all of our dedicated park rangers here with a robot puppet followed by a jolly boat. I love it. It's approximately 30 staff that are with the Maritime site that are joining us here this evening, and we want to give them a lot of love. They do a wonderful job down at the Maritime site, helping out visitors, helping out locals, making sure people understand the full history of Salem. As much as we love the month of October, there's so much more to our history, including our maritime and spice trade history, of course, everything related to the PBD Essex Museum and beyond, but definitely go down and visit and say hi to our park rangers who really do
a great job.
Really part of the community. Yep.
And they have lectures, they have special events. They actually, next week, they have an event looking at the night sky out on Derby Wharf, which
How cool
I think
is that?
was really wonderful. And they do story time and have preschoolers in the parks. So check out Salem Maritime, nps.gov/SAMA.
That's great.
For
And
their
and
schedule
if
of
people
events.
want to support the national park, they can go to Wait and Pierce. All
right.
purchases from Wait and Pierce go to support our national park.
There's the Boys and Girls Club on the trolley. That was the first of 5 trolleys participating in the parade this evening. And I'm having a hard time reading the signs. the banners.
But
There
I think
go.
we've got, there we go, the Salem
Parks and Rec.
and Salem Council on Aging is coming up right behind us, and right behind them, the Brookhouse Home for Women. We have the lovely ladies that live there, some of them participating tonight, and on board the trolley. And this is a thrill for them. A lot of these women are born and raised in Salem or in the surrounding towns. Yep. And it's funny when I go by the Brookhouse and I know the kind of wonderful work they do, you also don't realize the number of residents they have there. It's a pretty incredible place. So happy Halloween
Great
to them.
stuff.
And I love that they were participating this evening.
And I want to mention you can find information on all of the events in October on hauntedhappenings.org, and all of the events during the rest of the year, 12 months of the year, on salem.org.
Yes. That's true. So if you're catching this program, October 17th, if they're rerunning it and you happen to be flicking channels in your hotel room and you catch us, remember all month you can find out what's going on hauntedhappenings.org.
And Karen, when you're not hosting parades,
Oh, when I'm not hosting parades and wearing fabulous outfits from Modern Millie and Grayson Diggs, I'm eating really good food in the city. So I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Let me make sure we get these lovely people coming up. Who do we have
Oh, this
here?
is the Little League. I think we have the Little League team on the trolley. Is that the Dodgers?
Looks like the Dodgers.
So these are the champion Dodgers. They won the Majors championship.
Oh, that's awesome.
In Little League this year. So
That is
congratulations
awesome.
to them.
Congratulations.
I am a big fan of Little League.
And then coming up right, it looks like it's the Phoenix School coming up right behind them.
Yeah. Bear with us. We're out of order.
And that's what happens with a good loco parade. You got to roll with it. Sometimes people come down the pike a little bit in a different order than we were expecting. But I can tell you the Phoenix School is such a part of the city and such a part of our neighborhoods. The kids are really getting involved with the arts programs here.
They're wonderful. And we have...
And then we have the Salem 5 banner following right behind them.
the School of Our Future.
Yes, it's the School of Our Future. I love the way that's decorated. That's awesome. And thank you to another sponsor here, the Salem 5 Bank.
And then Collins Middle School is coming up behind. While we're waiting for Collins, tell us about the food tour.
Absolutely. So I run the Salem Food Tours. We're an all-year tasting tour, basically. You get to sip, you get to nibble on some of the great food in Salem, and we also cover our spice trade and maritime history. So it's educational, it's delicious, and there's wine involved. How could you go wrong?
It's a great day out.
Thank you. Absolutely. And our sister tour is the Salem Spirits Trolley. I'll tell you more about that in a moment, but right now we're saying hello to Collins Middle School
Marching Band.
Marching Band. Thank you. And both the Collins Middle School and the high school have a terrific music program. I know this because my niece and nephew just graduated through both programs, and my nephew went on to Berklee College of Music, and it's pretty amazing. They do a lot of great work with the kids. So thank you again to all the teachers and all the volunteers who help the children at our local schools.
Here's the Bentley School, Bentley Academy Charter School.
And I'm trying to make out what's back on the back of this pickup float, what this might be. Mark, we need to have you outside yelling in what these are. There we go.
It looks like a gorilla.
The future might be our gorilla. We don't know.
Future might be. We really appreciate all the parents coming out and marching with their kids on a Thursday night.
Yes.
Getting home and getting homework done. Get everybody a good night's sleep so you can come back for trick or treat with the mayor.
That's right.
So approximately 500,000 people visit Salem from all around the world every October, and our visitor information booth that is run by Salem Main Streets they have helped visitors from every continent except Antarctica, and they are waiting for Antarctica. So if anybody knows of anyone, send them a penguin. The Salem Main Streets, they have helped over 22,000 visitors. And at Essex and Washington Street. Last year, 75 volunteers staffed the booth for 22 days and served 21,600 visitors from 6 continents.
It's amazing, and thank you to the volunteers. So many people to thank for
there was Bora.
volunteering.
Wait, Salem's Black Hat
Society just went by.
In a motorized coffin, which will be seen in Adam Sandler's movie Hubie Halloween, which was filmed in Salem and Marblehead this year.
And then that was followed by the Greenhouse School, marching as the Umbrella Academy, a newly minted group of comic kid superheroes who reunite as adults to save the world. The Latin inscription you will see on their crest reads Ut Malum Pluvia, or When Evil Reigns, hence the umbrellas. The Greenhouse School is a year-round private school serving families with children from infancy through 8th grade.
Located down in South Salem.
That's right. The dinosaurs are adorable.
I like the dinosaurs. That's a riot.
Now we're going to have coming up next, I believe it's if it stays in order, Highland Dental Group. And they actually just did a corporate tour with me, celebrating their 5th anniversary. So congratulations to everybody at Highland Dental Group. We so appreciate all of our businesses here in Salem, and it's exciting when a small business reaches those milestones like their 5th and 10th year anniversary. Very excited for them.
You do a lot of bridal groups too, don't you?
We do a lot of bridal groups. We do a lot of corporate groups. I have a bridal group of 15 coming in on Saturday to do a tour with us, which is fun. And of course, with all the groups, and I love there's a big toothbrush on top of that car. Isn't that
look at
awesome? Good for them. Congratulations again to Highland Dental Group. Of course, this is making me think about the delicious chocolate in the city right now that I want to be eating.
There's no shortage.
There's no shortage.
There's no dieting in Salem.
No, none, especially when you're on a food tour. Witchcraft Heights Elementary School will be coming in just a moment. The float title is Choose Your Future.
The float was designed and created with help from students, teachers, and members of the parent-teacher organization. And the concept is that a fortune teller is predicting the future. The sides of the float are covered with pictures drawn by students showing their predictions. Students and parents walking with the float have been encouraged to dress as their future selves.
That's awesome. Very creative.
Nicely done, Witchcraft Heights. We have a couple of hams.
And of course, we appreciate the fact that people are passing out candy tonight, not throwing candy. That's been a big thing for everybody this year, that shift.
We have lots of family-friendly programming on tap for October this year, and if you visit hauntedhappenings.org, there is you can search for family-friendly activities. There's a blog post about it and an easily downloaded PDF listing all of the family-friendly activities. But one of the highlights is going to be the new free family film nights at the new Charlotte Fortin Park at 289 Derby Street.
That's
These
awesome.
film nights have been on the Common for the last several years, and on Saturday nights, free films will be shown at the Fortin Park, and they are showing The Addams Family, Paranorman, Coco, and of course, Hocus Pocus. We show it every year.
Every year. Dance Enthusiasm's banner is going by, and they're going to have a small truck of music, dancers, and coming in behind them. So Dance Enthusiasm coming up next.
Great.
And I'm so excited about the free movies in the park. You know, that reminds me if people are visiting Salem with their kids or going downtown and things are really busy, we have a lot of great green spaces in Salem. Consider going to a restaurant, getting takeout, to going to AGA King and picnicking out. October is still a beautiful month weather-wise, and you can take advantage of all of our wonderful park spaces in the city as well.
Yep. The Common and Fortin Park, go out to the Willows.
Absolutely.
And we actually,
Derby Wharf. Yep.
we even have a blog post on hauntedhappenings.org, how to escape the crowds.
I love that. I love
'Cause
that.
sometimes
And
you
that
need a
doesn't mean
break.
going to Beverly.
No, you can do it right
Not
here.
that we don't
lots
love
of
Beverly.
great green space.
But there are great green spaces. One of my favorite things to do is there's a I'll talk all things food, of course. There's a pop-up grilled cheese that happens at the Cheese Shop of Salem on Saturday mornings from 11 to about 1 o'clock till they sell out. And if you haven't had their grilled cheese yet, it's to die for. So you grab a pop-up grilled cheese, find a park bench, and enjoy. And right now, again, we're watching some of the participants of Dance Enthusiasm perform right now. And I love their choice of outfits this year. This looks great.
They look really cute. They do a great job. Dancing to Hocus Pocus.
That's it. I can't read the
I
sign.
think
Is this
this
the...
is this Magica? With that banner.
Hard to see. The might be the Magica Shop banner. We have a couple of banners coming up, and it's just a little hard for us to see from our screen vantage point. We apologize for that. So this might be out of order, but Magica's shop banner is coming up.
That's Lori in the car. So
Great.
Lori Bruno from Magica, located on Federal Street. And is this... Oh, Run Amok.
There we go.
Run Amok Daycare. It's located over on Colby Street, and I think both of my kids were Run Amokers. It's a great daycare. So shout out to all the Run Amok families. It's good to see you. My children are larger now.
But they're still running amok.
They are.
Amok,
you
amok,
never,
amok.
Never stop running amok. So much fun to have them in the parade. So Salem Main Street's, in addition to running Halloween on October 12th and the information booth up on Essex Street, they also contribute to the vibrancy and active schedule of Salem year-round. They are involved in Salem Arts Festival, the Salem So Sweet in February, and they provide business support and communications during the year. So we thank Kylie Sullivan and Salem Main Streets for all the work that they do on behalf of our downtown.
Yes, and thank you again to her teams of volunteers as well that help not only this month, but all the big special events in the city go so smoothly. And you know, before we know it, it's going to be holiday season. I'm so excited about this year's Christmas in Salem again, and everything that's happening during the holiday month. This is a great time to start thinking about not only eating locally, but shopping locally as well and supporting our small businesses during the holiday season.
Absolutely. Remember to shop small.
Do we have the League of Women Voters that just went by?
Was that the League of Women Voters?
Yeah.
And this is Lynette's Twirlers.
Okay.
Lynette's Twirlers is based in Carbondale, Pennsylvania, and making their 5th appearance in the Haunted Happenings Parade.
Oh, that's wonderful.
They are in their 37th twirling season.
I was a twirler in high school.
Were you?
I was a
You should get
twirler.
out there.
I should get out there and twirl. I'm in my modern Millie dress. I could twirl quite
I'll
easily
save your
in
seat.
this. They're doing a lot better than I did.
I was not a twirler. I do want to mention the League of Women Voters in Salem. They are marching as strong futuristic characters from sci-fi myths, movies, and books. The League of Women's Voters is a nonpartisan political organization, and it encourages informed and active participation in government. So we appreciate their joining us in the parade this year. Who do we have coming up? The Carlton Innovation School may be coming up. The Carlton Planet Protectors with Captain Planet and the Planeteers. Maybe. So much fun out there.
And I love that the crowds are building, and we appreciate that before the rain comes in a little bit later this evening. I know I said the rain word.
Save our planet. I love the protect the planet. The variations on the theme
Are terrific.
well done. We have the Salem Night Markets coming back for their second year this year. The Salem Night
Those are
Markets
so
will
much
be
fun.
October 11th, 18th, and 25th in Derby Square and on Essex Street. There will be entertainment, unique vendors, and a beer garden. Fun for all ages. They did a really great job last year. They did some illumination work around Essex Street and Derby Square, and I look forward to seeing what they do this year. I think this is more of the Carlton School walking by. Carlton is one of our elementary schools. Some of the other, you mentioned the Comedy and Spirits Festival in
Yes.
in January. We have a festival every month of the year
We
in
do.
Salem. Salem So Sweet in February, Salem Film Fest in March, Salem Arts Festival in June, Jazz and Soul, the Maritime Festival, and Antique and Classic Boat Festival in August, Spice Festival in September, Heritage Days in August, and new in 2020 we're starting a new event. We're calling it Salem Ancestry Days. It's going to be May 1st to 4th, and we're inviting people to celebrate their ancestral connections to Salem, as well as immigration stories and sort of all things coming in, all people coming in and going out of Salem. We're really looking forward to
It's going to be an
telling a lot of
amazing
stories.
spring event in 2020. And by the way, the City of Salem Solarize Mass Plus just went by. It's a program that offers discount rates on small-scale solar installations, solar hot water and air source heat pumps installations to resident and business owners in Salem, Swampscott, and Nahant. We thank them for that.
Now, is this Horace Mann
I
Laboratory
have a funny
School?
feeling this might be the Horace Mann Laboratories. Horace Mann Laboratory School.
Kids and parents of Horace Mann are super future leaders, and they take on super friends. Kids are dressed as superheroes of the career they would like to be in the future.
And then I'm not sure if it's going to stay in order, but the Hawthorne Hotel is coming up, and I've been seeing their doll
see
at
them.
there we go.
There
We
we
get
go.
everybody there. Let's see.
Hawthorne Hotel is represented by members of their dining services and sales and catering team and led by General Manager Clara Coellis. who is a Salem girl.
Yes, she is.
And attending the hotel's annual Halloween ball is on many bucket lists. This year marks the 29th consecutive ball, and the hotel will welcome more than 800 guests from over a dozen different states on Saturday, October 26th. The marchers are dressed as Men in Black agents and aliens to represent the theme this year, the H-Files Alien Invasion.
The Hawthorne Hotel, which was built in 1925, is actually going to be celebrating the 95th anniversary next year as a Salem landmark. We're very excited about it. They host a masquerade ball in February, and we'll have a formal anniversary celebration in the summer. And of course, although the rooms are tough to get during the month of October, the hotel does invite locals and visitors to stop in for lunch or dinner. And if you haven't eaten at the tavern or at Nathaniel's, must go down. The food is fabulous.
Delicious.
And speaking of fabulous, it's some of your favorite people. It's the lawn chair drill team.
They've crossed the bridge from Beverly to come over and entertain us with their choreographed lawn chair folding.
They're awesome. Yeah, there's so many great eats here in Salem. Of course, we cover a lot of those on Salem Food Tours, but we do want to give a shout out to so many wonderful places. If people are looking for dining, you can go to hauntedhappenings.org, you can go to salem.org, and you can also go to salemfoodtours.com and visit our tour partner page.
We have Serve Pro of Salem, Peabody, and Marblehead coming by, and they provide residential cleanup, water, fire, smoke damage services. Serve Pro is available 24 hours, 7 days a week, and will respond quickly to a restoration emergency, whether it is water, fire, or mold, like it never ever happened. Visit serveprosalem.com for more information.
I see a lion.
Salem Lions Club promotes awareness of Lions Club, offering community assistance with eyesight and diabetes.
They do a lot of great community work, and we appreciate the work that they do as well.
And then we have Wicked Jeeps. There are 15 Jeeps in this year's Haunted Happenings Parade. They are a group of Jeepies committed to making...
Is that a word, Jeepies?
I had never heard Jeepies until
it's a word, okay.
It was sent to me. They are committed to making communities a better place. So, Jeepies, welcome back to the Haunted Happenings Grand Parade.
There we go.
We do have, speaking of motorcycles, as the motorcycles are going by, the Boston Harley-Davidson Witch Ride to benefit the Muscular Dystrophy Association will be on October 13th with a rain date of the 20th this year. And they are expected to roll into town around 1 o'clock on that Sunday. And they raise quite a bit of money for MDA, so we welcome them back.
Cause. I love the way they have the Jeeps dressed tonight. This is awesome.
Very festive.
Now, we're from our angle, we see pretty thick crowds right here. But just for those of you watching the parade either now or if you're watching this again, if it runs in a couple weeks back on, loops back on television again, the parade is going to loop up to Washington Street and then head down the Essex Street walking path and then head down towards the Common. And along the way, they're passing so many great local places. Our battle cry in life at Salem Food Tours is to get people to eat local, shop local, support small business. And as we start to think about the holidays, this is a great time of year to think about what things on your list could you possibly get from a local place. Can you get that great bottle of wine downtown? Could you get some great chocolates down? And the answer is yes, and it's yummy. We had a bottle of red wine today on our food tour from at Pamplemousse that was to die for.
Really?
It was so good. I should have brought us a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Next year we're going to do that. And speaking of delicious things, did you know there are certain products that are actually made in Salem? You can be very proud of this. We have 2 local breweries here, Notch Brewing Company and East Regiment Beer Company. We have a distillery. We also have Far From the Tree cidery, which is wonderful. So no matter what your drink of choice is, there's something for everybody here. And these are locally crafted products, which we really love.
We have a great diversity of shops and all unique boutiques.
Yes.
So it's really great. So we have Coffee Time Bake Shop just walked by. We love Coffee Time over on Bridge Street. Thank
Yummy.
you. And Is that the Saugus High School marching band? just
Might be
go
coming
by?
up.
Or was it a pep band?
I think we'll have a banner in a moment from our vantage point, so we can read the sign in a moment.
We're also waiting for the committee to elect Ty Hapworth. And does that look like Ty? That looks like Ty. Ty Hapworth is a father, Army veteran, and tech professional running for counselor at large in Salem, and he's joined by his family and volunteers from the campaign.
This is an election season here in our city, and we encourage everybody to get out and vote and express your privilege there.
And then we have ASC HR Consulting, and they are dressed as Disney characters. ASC HR Consulting specializes in HRIS and benefits management and all things human resources related. They also specialize in resume writing, as well as coaching and training for military personnel getting out of the military and trying to find a job in corporate America. Find out more at asc-hrconsulting.com.
And oh wait, do we have?
Is this the Addams family?
It looks like we have, yes, coming by. The Addams family's coming by and waving at us. Hello! And the hand is waving at us.
The Addams family are street performers. You can often find them on Essex Street.
We also have St. Jean's Credit Union banner coming by. They have costume marchers with the vehicles both in front and behind.
And here come the Ghostbusters. Salem Ghostbusters have been participating in the Haunted Happenings Grand Parade for 15 years, raising money for awareness and cleaning our shores and local rivers. So it's our future.
It's our future.
With the Ghostbusters.
And we appreciate the work that we're doing. We are, of course, a seaside community, and we so appreciate the attention that they have towards our environment and the awareness they bring. If you are visiting Salem, thank you so much. If you're hearing this broadcast at any point in time and you're visiting October, thank you so much for using our recycling bins, our trash bins. We have cigarette bins that are up on the lampposts and the trees. We just really appreciate people being really understanding that this is a community we live in, work in, and play in. And keeping our streets clean means keeping our waterways clean.
So important.
Very important.
We love our beaches.
We do love our beaches. We have awesome beaches.
I want to thank the Salem Police who are working the parade this evening,
Yes.
keeping us safe.
All of our first responders, it takes teams and teams of people to run Haunted Happenings and beyond, and of course make sure our streets are safe. If you're participating in the city at any point during the month, we always say see something, say something, but we thank all of our first responders for the great work they do all year.
Absolutely. Was that Nagley that just went by?
I think
Nagley is a group that advocates for LGBTQ youth, allies, and families. And then North Shore area homeschoolers are Salem 2219. They have a model friendship airship on the pickup bed, followed by marchers and futuristic Salemite costumes, i.e. astronaut witches, future chefs, NPS rangers with rocket packs.
that is fantastic.
Very clever.
Very, very clever. That's great. The parade really gives parents, teachers, everyone an opportunity to show their love of the city and also be creative and just have some fun. And we're seeing some great costumes this year.
Is this the Girl Scouts? I see cookies on my list. Girl Scouts of Salem.
Oh, I'm
Girl
getting
Scout
hungry.
cookies. Come on in. Bring me some Thin Mints.
That's my favorite. I love the Thin Mints. They're delicious. We have a little bit of a break in the action here. So if you are also visiting Salem, an insider tip that we always say on our food tours, if you're here on the weekends in October, the restaurants can be really busy. So on behalf of the waiters, the chefs, the owners of the restaurants, thank you kindly for your patience. I joke, but it's true. If you find yourself getting hungry, there are little shops you can pop into to grab a cookie or something to hold you over while you wait. Not all the restaurants are super busy, but when they do get busy, they really appreciate you understanding. A lot of our restaurants, or most of our restaurants, really cook fresh to order. A lot of them have farm fresh ingredients. Everything is done from scratch, made in-house, and these are small locations. And so they gear up for the season, but they can only go so fast. And so your patience during the season and understanding the volume of people that are visiting on the weekends, they really appreciate. So on behalf of the restaurants, thank you so much for supporting them and enjoying that time and your patience.
Speaking of restaurants, we have the Salem Waterfront Hotel and Suites, which includes the Regatta Pub.
Very nice.
Coming up next, General Manager Ryan Miller is the Night King from the season's end of Game of Thrones.
That's
Winter
awesome.
is coming. Also joining are Jennifer Lopez, Operations Manager, and her children driving the Polaris Gem Valet vehicle, and Alyssa Mancini, the accounting with her children. And owner Mike Rocket and his son are driving the company truck. And they have 2 dragons in the back of the truck.
So cool. And this is also the Salem Waterfront Hotel?
Salem Waterfront
Isn't that
Hotel.
spectacular? And Salem Waterfront Hotel, of course, located on Pickering Wharf. A wonderful place to visit. You know, so many people think of the downtown area during October, but please visit the shops, hotel, restaurants on Pickering Wharf. They do a fabulous job. If you're trying to get to Fins or Sea Level, we would recommend reservations on weeknights, on the weekends. Typically, I think it is first come, first serve the entire month on the week, at least on the weekends.
Yeah. And there are still tickets available for Wicked Night on the Wharf Costume Ball on Saturday, October 26th. Visit SalemWaterfrontHotel.com. Great property.
It is. It's beautiful. I got married there,
Aww.
so I have a place in my heart for them.
Oh, they're great community partners. Peabody Essex Museum is coming up at some point, but first I think I see a ship. Is that a Peabody Essex Museum ship?
It might be.
I can't tell who this is. No, the Rogues Armada. This is the Rogues Armada. It is our, I believe, our pirate group.
I would say pirates. I see pirates.
I see pirates. And I know I saw Rogues Armada on the schedule. We, of course, have an official pirate group of Salem, as
of course.
Salem would. And they are street performers, so you may see them around town during October.
The Rogues Armada is back for its 6th year in the parade. They're New England's largest organization of pirate performers and the official Pirates of Salem, with over 1,400 members around the world. These pirates raise money for various charities and are here for hire for parties and events. You can contact them at www.roguesarmada.com. I love the idea of that.
Well, thank you.
It's a great idea.
They're very fun. Who doesn't like a pirate?
Is this Neptune? Oh, it looks like we're going to have a battle. A pirate battle.
Battle. Clearly they're practicing their swordplay in the off-season.
I love the big claw on his arm.
While we watch the swords going back and forth on Derby Street, I want to remind everyone when you're coming down during October, especially on Halloween, please do leave the weapons, real or fake, at home. They they present a security issue.
Absolutely.
As the police are trying to keep us all safe.
Oh, I love this. We have Citizens Inn going by right now. This non-for-profit, using their branded Dodge ProMaster City van, will be dressed as a fruits and vegetables, representing that we are the leading provider of food for Salem residents. An important organization, again, Citizens Inn Inc. Looks like we got some lights coming up on this one.
What do we have here? Is that Jason and Frankenstein?
It looks like Frankenstein.
Oh my gosh.
That looks amazing. Look at the work that went into this float. This is great.
Great float. So many of the people on this float are actually street performers who you can find downtown during the course of the year.
It's members of the production. Is that what it is? So it's the North Shore Players of Danvers. I'm going to take a guess, maybe. Members of the production of Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein, marching in costume and characters for them. I'm going to take a guess that was them.
Maybe.
Yeah, unless we have another Frankenstein coming up.
It's hard to
One
say.
can never have enough Frankensteins.
You can't have too many Frankensteins.
I mean, you know.
So funny. I think this might be the committee to elect George McCabe Councillor at Large. George McCabe is walking with a group of supporters, and they will be accompanied by gymnasts performing stunts along the parade route. Participants will hand out candy to the parade watchers, and a small truck will hold the music for gymnasts and the extra candy. And then I see the Zello.
I see Zello coming up. They are a professional dance studio whose main goal is to train students to dance in the dance industry. They're going to be marching and dancing to a piece, of course, from Thriller, which, of course, is a beloved soundtrack here in the city.
I want them to dance.
I think we're going to see a little bit of performance in just a moment from this angle. Maybe, maybe not.
We can only hope. Come on, Zello. Show us your moves.
Yeah.
Want to remind everybody that this year, for the first time, there is a sensory-free zone on Central Street between Derby and Front Street, where parade participants have been asked to turn off their flashing lights and turn down their volume so that people with sensory issues, sensitivities, are able to enjoy the parade.
Looks like we have some more ghost themes here and Ghostbuster themes walking by.
We've got a banner. I can't read the banners. Is this Dragon Within Martial Arts, perhaps, coming by? And so I think that, and then Bit Bar is coming up with video game characters, past, present, and future.
And if you haven't been to Bit Bar yet, it's a must visit. Of course, it's in the old Salem jail, so the actual location is really neat. It's a fabulous menu. Not only is it a lot of fun where you could play video games from when I was a kid, retro games, if you will, Pac-Man, Galaga, etc., all around the exterior of the room, but the food is absolutely wonderful. It's grown-up inspired arcade food, but it's just a great place to grab a meal, and you can easily park right on Church Street and then just walk a few steps down to Bit Bar. Very easy to get to.
Yep, that's great. And their tater tots. They have Tetris-shaped tater tots. Fantastic.
I'm not sure if the Ugly Mug Diner went by or not. We might be a little out of order on this.
This might be them, decorating a float with some sort of spooky breakfast theme. Does that look spooky in breakfast? I can't tell.
Said rescue team.
Rescue team. Oh, was that the five-alarm rescue, wildlife animal rescue, rehabilitator, Duke the dog? That was 5-alarm rescue. Duke the dog leads the float. Duke is a 200-pound Great Pyrenees rescue dog.
And we have MR Shaw Insurance Agency going by. Salem and Marblehead office workers dressed as Disney villains and handing out candy to parade participants. We thank them for that. And I'm not sure if they went by or not, but Ugly Mug Diner definitely, I don't think we caught that float yet. But there's going to, again, a spooky breakfast theme. If you haven't been to the Mug yet for breakfast, you must. And their pumpkin pancakes are on the menu. This is a great time of year.
And now we have Ice Queen cosplay, family-friendly costumes, mostly Disney princesses and villains. And they are available for parties. That looks like the Cabot Kent Temple. That does not look like... We've reached that point in the parade.
Yes.
The Cabot Witches are, I believe, who are walking by now. Cabot Witches of Salem are led by Penny Cabot, High Priestess in the Cabot tradition of witchcraft. All Cabot Witches are trained and taught by Lori Cabot, who was named the official witch of Salem by Governor Dukakis. Lori founded the Cabot Kent Hermetic Temple, which was the first witchcraft temple founded in Salem. And the Cabot Witches are based out of Enchanted Shop on Pickering Wharf. Learn more at ckht.org.
The Wizard of Oz just went by the way.
The Wizard of Oz?
Yes, so you just missed Dorothy and the Tin Man.
Who was it?
And Scarecrow, and I don't, in our notes that we have, I'm not seeing who that was, but it was really charming the way they were dressed.
Oh. I wonder if it was the library. Or maybe this is the library. Salem Public Library is marching to the theme, Books Are Timeless. The public library will be dressing as people and book characters throughout ages and into the future. And then there's a hearse. I mean, it's a fine hearse. I'm not sure who they're affiliated with. And another couple of street performers.
Yes.
Salem, we are going to have designated entertainment areas this year during Haunted Happenings, starting this weekend. And this Saturday, did we mention Haunted Harmonies yet?
No,
Haunted
let's do
Harmonies
that.
is Saturday. It's collegiate and high school groups will be competing. And then on Saturday night, there's going to be a professional a cappella concert at Tabernacle Church, and tickets are still available. Find information on everything we're talking about at hauntedhappenings.org.
Speaking of street performers, I've seen some really amazing musicians and artists that have already been out on the Essex Street walking path performing. You will note that street performers that have gone through the proper channels have badges,
Yep, they have
prominently
badges.
displayed, so that you can feel comfortable that if you decide you want to donate to that particular artist, you're absolutely welcome to do that. If you're visiting Salem or if you live in Salem and you would like to make a donation to help with more of our population that's impacted by the housing crisis, our more transient population, we invite you to give to local shelters and make donations that way. And I know that there's probably a couple of organizations in the city we should be mentioning right now.
Well, LifeBridge does a really
yeah,
wonderful job.
there you go.
River House in Beverly. So there are resources to support who will then take care of the transient population downtown. And this is, I'm not sure who. Let me read the chalk. Together.
Our future is together.
So
we can
this-
agree on that one.
we can.
Here we go.
I wonder if this is the Salem Teachers Union, Local 1258. This has a band. Salem teachers are marching to promote their theme, Salem Students Deserve. They focus on what they as educators believe Salem students need in order to be successful.
Look at the tall costume there. Isn't
Oh,
that
so
fabulous?
cute.
It's wonderful.
But I'm still not sure. We have children riding their bikes through the parade. Can we see what this group is coming up? I see another Jeep. North Shore Players of Danvers are, I wonder if the Friends of North River, that small pet band and walkers that just
Gotcha.
went by.
Okay.
North Shore Players of Danvers are coming up with their production of Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein, marching in costume and in character, handing out candy and flyers to promote their performance. This looks like them. And they're going to be followed by New England Security with 5 of their patrol cars.
Boy, that van is decorated.
Sure is. We have a great new event coming for Halloween this year. On Salem Common Halloween night, there's going to be a concert with the American Vinyl All-Star Band. It's made up of members of some of our favorite rock bands from the 80s, and they're all going to be jamming away on Salem Common, and it's free, but there are VIP tickets available for purchase, and you can find the link again on hauntedhappenings.org.
And what date is that going to be?
That is Halloween night
Halloween
itself.
night? That's
going to
be awesome.
And there will also on Halloween night be 4 additional smaller stages with bands and DJs and a few beer gardens around town, which is a
Yes.
great opportunity for locals coming downtown to People Watch
Yes,
to go
absolutely.
if they want to pop in and have a beer and and watch the costumes go by. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Next year, Halloween, have you heard? Halloween next year, 2020, is
Bum,
on a
bum, bum.
Saturday.
It's on a Saturday.
With a full moon.
Yeah, with a full moon.
3 days before the national election. So
it's going to be a party around here with costumes.
It's going to be a thing. Fortunately, we're going to have the New Hampton Inn open. So we will have 115 additional rooms in downtown Salem for people who want to come and stay.
Yes.
And that is scheduled to open in July of 2020.
In my understanding, the Hampton Inn will have both rooms to stay, but also retail on premises, so restaurants, and some
condos.
residential, as well as some condos as well.
This is the Pink Witch, the Good Witch of Salem. Everything pink, glitter, and magic. Pink Witches march in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
In case you missed them, we should probably mention some of the other sponsors tonight. Spiros Auto Sales Incorporated, Spiros Energy and Auto Repair, and Witch City Walking Tours, which guides and families walking together as a group to promote tourism and haunted happenings. We also want to thank Matthew Hazelton. He was going to be in the Chevy Equinox 2012 crossover SUV. Costumes are from Masters of the Universe.
More bubbles. We also have a group coming up, the Power Crunch. They're going to be driving 2 branded vehicles with brand ambassadors handing out commercially packaged 1-ounce samples of kids' protein wafer bars.
No nuts.
No nuts.
And speaking of, that brings me up. If you come into Salem, and whether you live here or you're visiting, if you or a family member has a particular dietary issue or choice or allergies, we are a city whose restaurants do a great job accommodating. Just speak up, let them know what you can't have. So if you have to have something nut-free or gluten-free or vegan, whatever that might be, just let your waiter know. A lot of restaurants either have special menus or have special dishes that they can prepare. So take advantage of that. There's so many great places to eat in Salem, and again, a lot of them can accommodate special diets.
Absolutely. I just had a request for vegan restaurants, and could easily recommend Opus, Joey B. Bakes, and Flying Saucer Pizza, and Life Alive.
Absolutely.
So great options for delicious food that fits your dietary requirements. Now we've got a dinosaur in a Jeep. I love dinosaurs in Jeeps.
And he's dancing.
As one should.
As a dinosaur should. Jurassic Park theme.
I just heard there's another Jurassic Park movie in the works, so maybe we'll have a Jurassic Park themed parade in the future.
And now 2 dinosaurs.
Those inflatable costumes are definitely the thing. And an umbrella. I'm not sure who this is. Not Witch City Walking Tour. Is this the Theater Company of Saugus, maybe? Located in Saugus, Massachusetts, it's a local community theater. 2019-2020 is their 51st season. Oh, we've got Salem State. Salem State
University. There we go. It's Salem's very own comprehensive state university and an important part of our economic, cultural, and intellectual vitality of the region. Many events throughout the year that are open to the public at Salem State. I've attended some of them. They're fabulous, including lectures, athletics, and the arts. They have open houses for folks to learn more about SSU programming, and of course they also have secondary education as well for adults serving an adult population that might want evening classes, etc. Learn more at salemstate.edu.
Great. And the Salem State Theater and Arts design students have created a series of exquisite corpses as part of a form and design class. An exquisite corpse is a collaborative drawing approach first used by surrealist artists to create a bizarre and intuitive drawing. Salem State's art and design students have turned the drawings into 3-dimensional costumes. And then I believe we had some students marching from Salem State to promote their fall play, White Witch, a musical tale of voodoo, murder, and revenge, which will run October 30th to November 2nd at 7:30 p.m. in Salem State's Callan Studio Theater. And they also had students from the International Education Department wearing globe shirts representing the approximately 230 international students at Salem State University. So that was from Salem State, and we also missed, we had villains on parade coming through, Disney and iconic villains that were joining together to walk in this year's parade, and they were perfectly terrifying as they came by. It was great to have Salem State come down with so many students, and the hockey team, we wish them a very good season. The hockey team was in here as well.
Yes.
So as people gear up for the rest of the month for Salem Haunted Happenings, we want to remind everybody to be safe, to see something, say something, thank a police officer. Everybody's working lots of hours to keep us safe during October. And please remember not to bring any weapons, real or fake, especially on Halloween when you come down. There are over 700 events planned for October, all of them on the calendar on hauntedhappenings.org, and that's in addition to the walking tours, the museums, the attractions, and everything else.
That's right.
And we didn't talk about the Peabody Essex Museum.
No, the
So we
fabulous
should-
brand new PEM.
Yeah.
Hashtag new PEM. If you haven't had a chance to go and see the new wing yet, it is outstanding. And it's a great place to visit all month, of course. And there's a couple of fantastic exhibits going on right now. A couple that are really sensory exhibits. Beautifully lit room interior.
The Hans Hofmann exhibit is really stunning.
Okay, thank you. I'm murdering the name. I was going to murder the name.
I might have said it wrong, but that's what it is in my mind.
But the PEM is a must visit. And if you're family calling and saying, you know what, we do want to come to Salem in October, don't talk them out of it, but encourage them if they're not people that enjoy crowds, encourage them to come on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday. All the attractions are open, the tours are available, restaurants aren't as crowded. Come in the middle of the week, you can really enjoy the city.
Absolutely. And the Peabody Essex Museum is free for residents, of course, as is the Salem Witch Museum. And then the House of the Seven Gables, one of our other iconic locations, has a great lecture series going on. They just had a lecture this week that had a sort of Halloween-y theme, and they have great programs. So if you haven't checked out the House of the Seven Gables lately, visit sevengables.org and look at their schedule of events, and definitely be engaged in the preservation of that historic site. All of the money raised for the House of the Seven Gables also goes towards their settlement programs, which are helping students and families who are immigrants to Salem and the United States.
In the United States, absolutely. If you want to see the city in an easy way, we definitely recommend jumping on the Salem Trolley. The Salem Trolley will go all the way east out to the ocean, out to the Salem Willows, and then all the way through our historic McIntyre district, a beautiful neighborhood that, of course, is an expression of our maritime history with the great sea captains' homes on the stunning Chestnut Street. There are some fantastic small museums you can visit in the city, including, of course, the Phillips House Museum, the Pickering House, beside the Gables and the PEM, but some other cultural institutions in the city that are a must-visit anytime you come to Salem.
Karen, do you have a favorite restaurant?
I get that question all the time, and the truth is, I love all of the restaurants here in Salem. It really depends what I'm in the mood for. But goodness, if I want a great lobster roll or a piece of pumpkin fudge or a great piece of chocolate with maybe some spice in it, or maybe a gluten-free cookie. If you want to find out more, visit my website, salemfoodtours.com. Visit my tour partner page. You'll get a great list of restaurants in the city that you can experience. And what's great about this month, you've got places like A&J King that are making these beautiful loaves of bread with these really fun decorations on them. All of the restaurants get behind the holiday and have so much fun with the foods that they're serving and the specials that they have. So get out, enjoy them, especially on a weekday, and just enjoy our delicious city. We have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to sweet and savory dishes in Salem. We're really lucky to have the restaurants that we have. And on behalf, again, of all the restaurants in the city and all of the shops, thank you kindly for your patience on the weekends. They're really doing the best they can to serve everybody that comes into Salem. And of course, thank you for supporting them all year. In the dead of winter, after that first snowstorm, walk downtown, grab a nice croissant, or maybe a cookie, or grab a sandwich on that Wednesday in January when it's cold. They really appreciate your support and your dollars and your business in the winter months.
There's always something to do, and always somewhere to go in Salem.
Absolutely.
And it looks like the parade is over. And
All
we're
right.
good. We've done it. Another year.
We did it, yes.
Another year. Thank you, everybody.
If
who
we
joined
missed anybody,
us.
we apologize. We did our best to follow along the bouncing ball.
Absolutely. Thanks for everybody who joined us. Happy Halloween, happy Haunted Happenings, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Kate. And again, visit Haunted Happenings.
HauntedHappenings.org. And thank you to SATV for having us.
Yeah, and happy 25th birthday to SATV.
Happy birthday, SATV.
Happy birthday.
We should have brought cupcakes.
Yes, exactly. Bye, everybody. Happy Halloween.